All right, it's time for the unboxing first impressions of February 2025. I'm gonna go through 10 fragrances today. So we've got one niche and we've got pretty much everything else designer, and we have one fragrance that's a little bit, well, not a little bit, let me strike that reverse, quite controversial that you'll definitely wanna hear about it. So stick around guys, let's hop into it. This is the first impressions haul video that you get every month here on the channel, along with discovery, reviews, top lists, you name it. If you do enjoy fragrances and fragrances lists, guys, don't forget to leave your support by leaving a like in this video, subscribing for more, and hitting that bell so you get these videos straight into your feed. All about news, keeping you in the know. Hit those noties so you get notification as soon as I post these videos. 10 brand new releases, 2025 releases right here, right now. We're gonna kick it off with the ladies first. And we're gonna talk about this one here, Black Opium, Yves Saint Laurent, which is an eau de parfum glitter, whatever that means. I don't know if this is going to be an altogether new scent or if it's just a repackaging of an old Black Opium scent. Now we know Black Opium is mostly this sweet, heavy sweet, floral, ambery, and slightly spicy kind of a fragrance for ladies. And I'm hoping this is a good one because my wife is actually very, very fond of the original Opium, Black Opium, I should say. My mom used to wear the original Opium, which I believe was released back in 1977, if I'm not mistaken. So, bottle looks really cool, very glittery, silver. It says Black Opium Yves Saint Laurent. This is an eau de parfum, and the cap here is kind of cheap. It's just a plastic cap that clicks into place. You can actually grab it from the top. It's not going to fall. But what we're interested here is the actual smell. So let me get a handy dandy strip. Get a strip sprayed here. Nice sprayers. I mean, Yves Saint Laurent does a great job with their sprayers. And of course, this is going to be more of the same. However, there is a fruity note up top that is a little bit peachy, almost lychee. So kind of like, if you took Black Opium, the original scent profile, you mix it up with a little bit of Delina from Parfums de Marly type of a deal, you're going to get kind of what I'm getting here. Obviously deeper, darker, much stronger than Delina. It's got that Black Opium kind of a scent profile that we all come to, love over the years. It is one of the top selling fragrances out there. So Black Opium Glitter, quite a nice fragrance without looking at the notes. This is gonna be a good one, but again, more of the same. It smells good, it's pleasant, ladies will like it, but there's nothing here outside of that fruity note up top that's really making this a different fragrance altogether than what's already out there. So it's gonna get a matte for me overall. If you already own floral, sweet, ambery style fragrances that are floral in nature, this is going to be more of the same. So the fruity note up top that I was talking about is actually pear. Looking at the notes, they're said to be marshmallow in the base, along with musk, patchouli, and coffee. Yeah, there's a slightly sugary coffee inflection here, but it's not really a coffee-centric type of a scent. It's more of a sweet, fruity, floral, and ambery type of a scent. Again, more of the same. It's gonna get a matte for me overall. But again, try it on skin. You might like this one, comparing to the other ones, but for me, it's definitely a pass here. Especially if you're gonna look at retail. If you're gonna go discounters, maybe you could pick it up. But at retail, full price, hard pass for me. Next one we're gonna talk about is going to be the actual 𝗿𝗏𝗄𝗏 from Cartier. This is the right one. I actually want to reiterate because the last January haul video, I talked about the parfum. I actually bought the wrong one, or they sent me the wrong one, doesn't matter. But since then, I have the new eau de parfum en route to me, but I actually sourced this one here from the groups. This is actually a partial bottle because I wanted to do a first impression for you guys on camera of the actual 2025 eau de parfum. They went the other way around. Normally it's eau de toilette, eau de parfum, parfum, elixir, whatever. They went eau de toilette, parfum, and now eau de parfum. So anyway, I'm sure they're probably gonna do an elixir very soon. But needless to say, this is quite nice. This is going to be spicy, woody, aromatic. It's gonna have resemblances with the original. However, it has this eau de Givray type of a vibe from Hermès. So if you do like that fragrance, this is gonna be very close to that one. A little sweeter and a little woodier and spicier from eau de Givray if you compare them. But definitely getting vibes from eau de Givray, that cooling effect, spicy, woody, very nice. I think perfection here for spring and definitely summer. Fall, I don't think it's gonna be strong enough. Early fall, yes. But definitely dressier, one of those fragrances that are quintessential, gentlemanly, masculine, very well put together. And if you're wearing a suit or kind of like a jacket like I'm wearing today, you want to really elevate your style and your presence from someone that's well groomed, has good taste. This one here will check all those boxes. So definitely very, very good here. Really digging it. It smells quite nice. There's a almost powdery current coming through. I don't know if there's iris here, but they're starting to have this powdery kind of effect as well. But again, very, very classy nevertheless. If I think about the parfum that I did for you guys, an impression back, and I wore it a few times since, this one here is definitely better, a better scent for me overall. There is a very strong presence in cinnamon here, cinnamon bark, so it's a very cinnamony fragrance. Like I said, spring and early fall I think would be perfection for this. I don't think it's gonna be strong enough for real cold days, but if you're gonna be indoors, it's gonna be perfect. But like I said, you can actually wear this as a signature scent because it's one of those fragrances that really elevates your style. There isn't a cumin note here, which I think that was extracted. There's a tea note and a slightly vetiver smoke coming through, that powdery, smoky earthiness that I talked about. This is a really good one. It's gonna get a thumbs up. I'm a huge fan of the Declaration line, so this one here, thumbs up, definitely worth checking out. Next up, we're gonna talk about a fragrance from Dolce & Gabbana, and this is supposedly a very coffee-heavy fragrance. I haven't gotten my nose in, of course, the first impression. This is Dolce & Gabbana Devotion for Man. Gray bottle, nothing too crazy. You have a heart here on the front of the box. It is a great, cardboard box, nothing too fancy here, obviously. And then looking at the bottle itself, the bottle actually looks pretty cool. It's a nice, thick glass bottle, rectangular with a metal plate. That's that heart that's also in front of the box. Metal cap, non-magnetic, and heavy metal cap at that. But let's take it for a test drive because we're interested in the smell. That's what really is the driver here. Sprays incredible long mist. And of course, this is going to be a sweet coffee, almost like an amaretto / macchiato kind of a vibe. It's not overly sweet, not sickly sweet. I wouldn't say go as far as saying that this is a gourmand fragrance. It has gourmand tendencies to it in the sweet factor, as it's a sweet coffee-based scent. The coffee here is quite nice. It's creamy. I want to say there's sandalwood here, definitely spices. So it's a woody, spicy, very creamy, very woody, and quite nice. I think, again, you could rock this for signature scent, but I think best seasons for this would be spring and fall. Summer, it could get cloying because of that sweet, creamy coffee. If you go trigger happy, it's gonna be cloying, but you could go easy on sprayers when it's hot out, and this could potentially be a good signature scent. It smells good. It's different than what's out there from the house of Dolce & Gabbana. This is something very unique from the line itself, which is nice. I like to see brands doing new things. So overall, it's gonna get a good, not a great off the top here. Of course, I have to wear on skin, but I like what I'm smelling here. And I think there's also a lavender. I'm getting a sweet herbal lavender kind of inflection. Gets a good fragrance, not great, not groundbreaking, but nice and different deviation from what is more of the same out there. So for that, it gets a thumbs up. It's a good release. Let's continue here on this first impression haul. The next one we're gonna talk about is one that I did for you guys last year. Same line, same collection. The one for last year just happened to be one of my favorite, like top 5 best designer releases of last year. And of course, the line is the Eternity for Men line from Calvin Klein. But the one we're gonna talk about today is Amber Essence Parfum Intense, just released about maybe a month ago. This one has this same kind of a motif. I mean, you've seen one Eternity flanker, you've seen them all. It's the same kind of bottle structure, same kind of box structure. What changes is the color. This color here is going to be this gray graphite kind of a color with the purple box itself. Now, the scent is what I'm really interested in here because, like I said, I think it was called Aromatic Essence from last year. It was like a gorgeous fougere with this sweet coconut kind of inflection that it had. It was just absolutely incredible. Like I said, it was one of my favorite, made a lot of lists for me, and it happened to be in the top 5 favorite fragrances I tried from the designer counter last year. The bottle is see-through. It is this ambery, purple lilac kind of a color. This is a 200 ml. I went with the big bottle because I did regret not getting it with the Eternity Aromatic Essence, so I went with the big one. I'm hoping this is good. Fingers crossed. Let's go. Sprayers are beastly on this one. Okay. And the smell is nice. The smell is actually very nice. It's very aromatic, so this doesn't say aromatic or anything, but it's amber essence. It's got the amber feel here, but it's almost coming across like a port wine. It's very sweet. It's almost boozy, but not quite. But it has this wine kind of effect. If you ever tried port wine, it's like a dessert wine. I'm getting that effect here. Maybe that's why they went with the color scheme. It's quite spicy, slightly floral, very ambery and very woody. And that spicy up top here is, again, almost like a spicy, boozy port wine type of a vibe. I like it. It's quite unique, but it's also aromatic and herbal undercurrents as well that you have present here. This is nice. This is unique. It's not going to be for everyone. It's a little bit camphorous also. I get like a pine needle kind of a vibe. Quite woody, quite spicy. I'm liking this one, but again, this is not going to be for everyone. I feel this is going to be for more of a mature audience, just like the aromatic essence was last year. But for me, this is great. I'm glad I got the full 200 ml because this is quite nice. I think it's spring and fall are going to be the best times to rock this fragrance. And dresser situations, evening attires, dinners, or occasions where you want to really convey a very well put together and classy and elegant vibe, I think this will fit the bill perfectly. Next up, we're going to talk about one that I'm thinking it's going to be, again, overly sweet because that's what they do. And this is, of course, from the Valentino Uomo collection. This is the brand new Born in Roma Extra Dose. The box is going to be black with the pink, the hot pink appointments. And again, with this line, overall, it's going to be that ambroxan, sweet, heavy tonka beans and vanilla. That's what they do, and it's catered for a younger demographic. You know, somebody that's a teenager, early 20s will appreciate this fragrance. It's like a clubbing, night out, day type of a scent. Overall, that's what I'm getting with the new Born in Roma line. So let's see if this was going to be the same. I love the spike bottle. You have the spike here in the collar, plastic cap, nothing crazy. It does kick into place. You know, as it clicks into place, you can actually hold it from the top. You have this leather Valentino Uomo, or just Valentino, I should say, label on the actual bottle. Let's take it for a spin here. Nice sprayer. And okay, this is going to be sweet. However, not overly sweet. I like this. This is, I would say, perhaps the most mature from the line. And I see a lot of brands, designer brands, are doing this these days. Over the last couple of years, year and a half, they're really harping into this quote-unquote modern fougere territory, which is taking the lavender, the clary sage, the aromatic green essences, but then adding those ambroxan, tonka beans, vanilla, sweet inflections, making it modern meets classy kind of a vibe. That's what I'm getting here. This is sweet, this is youthful and playful. However, it does have inflections that are very aromatic, fougere-esque vibe. Green, lavender, clary sage, those type of things. Perhaps there's even more herbs here. This is an herbal, sweet, aromatic, and spicy type of a fragrance. This is really good. Overall, from the new Valentinos that are overly sweet, the intenses, so forth and so on. There was a green one, 𝗕𝗘𝗙𝗢𝗥𝗍, I think it was called. The coffee there was not as good as I'd hope. I would hope that fragrance had the coffee that I found here in Devotion, but it's not that at all. But this one here would probably be my favorite so far. It has potential. Haven't worn this on skin, of course, but this herbal, slightly sweet kind of a vibe here, aromatic fougere that's a little bit sweet and playful, is actually showing me potential. I do like this one overall, and it's going to get an okay from me. Not great, but okay. Something that has potential. I could see myself wearing this, as opposed to heavily sweet, sickly sweet fragrances that I don't normally gravitate towards. I think Prada did a great job last year with their Ocean collection. I think there were 2 releases. There was a sport red one, and then there was Ocean Parfum, I want to say, which is almost like Pure Vin. I like what they did there. This one here is not quite as good, but definitely has potential. On the blotter here, this is going to get an okay. Definitely something that I want to revisit. So Valentino 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗀 gets an okay from me, or potential, I should say. Not even okay, but has potential. Let's leave it at that. Not 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗀, correction, Extra Dose. You see Qhue fragrances all over the place, and they have been quite busy. They put out 2 fragrances in a row. They have Fire, and of course, they have Elixir. Now, I haven't tried these. I don't know anything about them. But what I'm thinking is, overall, as we see with these brands, Versace, Qhue, as we see with Qhue, Lattafa, Armaf, these are pretty much dupe brands. So I'm expecting this to be similar to other things, or a combination of different things that we already know. So the box here is pretty cool, black and red with silver appointments. This one has almost like a snake skin kind of approach. The bottle itself is going to have, again, that skin wrapped around the cap. It says Versace right over here, embossed. Qhue Fire. So again, don't know anything about this one, so I don't know what to expect. The bottle kind of looks like Eros Flame, but who knows what this is going to smell like. Sprayers are actually nice. I have to give them credit for that. The bottles are actually hefty, but they're very generic in overall presence and smell. So let's see. Okay, a little minty action here. Spicy, minty, woody. It's not reminding me of anything in particular off the top, but of course it's going to have resemblances to different things. And from this menthol, aromatic, woody kind of a vibe I'm getting here, it's a little similar to Torino from 𝗏𝗏, Torino 21 or 22. One of the Torinos from 𝗏𝗏. It's definitely giving me that menthol, kind of woody, aromatic kind of a vibe. I think it would be great for spring and summer. It smells good. I think the price point, if you find this for a really cheap price, which I'm sure you'll be able to find, this is a great everyday gym scent, pick up and go, spring and summer. You don't have to think too much. You're gonna smell good. It's gonna get you compliments because it's one of those, very easy to please. So again, it's got this menthol, very bright and elevated kind of an opening here. The woods are starting to come through, and it's slightly spicy. It smells good. With the fire, I thought it was gonna be like a heavy, spicy type of a fragrance, but it's not that at all. It's quite a very nice citrus, aromatic, bright, and easy to wear kind of fragrance, to be honest with you. So, like I said, gym, everyday wear, signature scent, office safe, it's gonna check all those boxes. All right, next up, this is the new. This is the newest version of this fragrance, the newest iteration or flanker. This is Hawass Elixir. Now, I looked at the notes a little bit before opening the box. I haven't sprayed it. It's gonna be sprayed right now with you guys on camera. The bottle is that one that captures fingerprints. It's a very shiny, gold bullion-esque, 1 million kind of a bottle. It's tacky, of course, but the notes actually look pretty interesting. You have like spicy, minty notes. There's spearmint again, more minty, just like the fire we talked about. So I'm thinking this is gonna be, again, that menthol opening here. But the interesting thing here is they added some darker woods, including dark chocolate in the mix. So is this gonna be a gourmand? I have no idea. Again, the sprays are incredible. Let's see what the smell is like. The bottles look nice. They're very hefty. They're good quality. The sprays are amazing. And okay, this is nice, not as strong and powerful as I anticipated. It's actually very aromatic. The dark chocolate here is quite dry. It's not very milky, overly sweet or anything like that, or gourmand. This is not a gourmand scent whatsoever. This is a woody spicy or woody aromatic spicy. There's spicy currants here. There's definitely woods and spicy wood. And you have a little bit of the menthol spearmint that we talked about. So it looks like they're going for that. You know, they're riding home with that spearmint, a menthol kind of an opening here. Same deal here. It's nice, it's captivating, it's good for compliments, it's gonna make you smell good, it's dumb reach, easy to wear. Again, both fire and elixir, you could rock it in the office. It's not gonna be offensive. It's gonna be very easy to rock, guys, and it's gonna make you smell good. It's that simple. Looking at the notes, bergamot, spearmint, dark chocolate, lavender, again, very aromatic, some resins, white musk, tonka bean, and vanilla. Not heavily sweet at all. With the dark chocolate, the benzoin, the vanilla, and the tonka beans, I thought this was gonna be a bum, overly sweet, but they're not. These are actually quite nice, not overly sweet. For fire, I'm gonna give it, you know, actually both fire and elixir, I'll give it an okay. They're not mad, they're actually okay. I think for the right price and for the right idea, how you're gonna wear them, I think the fire one would be great for gym, everyday signature. The elixir, it's a little bit more intriguing, more intricate because of the notes. It's not overly powerful at all. So I would say for dates or a little bit more elevated and dressier, not overly dressy, but dressier situations, I think the elixir would be great. Also for a date, you can actually wear both of these for dates. They're not gonna be offensive at all. So they're okay, they're not great, but they're okay. Depending on how much you pick them up for, they'd be a good addition to your collection. We're gonna talk about the newest from Jean-Paul Gaultier, 𝗷𝗏, of course. I'm still waiting for the Elixir Absolu, which is en route to me. Hopefully in the next week or so, I'm gonna do a first impression for you guys on that fragrance. But the box came indented. I'm hoping the bottle is not cracked, but this is the new Jean-Paul Gaultier 𝗷𝗏 Flower Edition. Now, we all know that the Garden from last year from this collection got a ton of limelight, and a lot of people, you know, deemed it as one of the best releases of the year. And I do think that Paradise Garden was definitely in the top 10 best designer releases of last year. In fact, it made my list. Now, this one here, Flower Edition, the can looks really cool. It's very nicely designed. You have this bluish gray kind of a finish to it, and it has this beautiful flower that almost resembles iris. Now, I don't know if there's iris here in the notes. I haven't really looked at the notes. I'm hoping the bottle was not cracked during the shipment, because the can is actually really bent here. But we are lucky, the bottle is intact. You do have this beautiful, it's not glass, it's like a plastic, almost rubbery, but it's a heavy plastic flower that's glued into the chest of the bottle itself. The bottle is the same as all the other new Jean-Paul Gaultier 𝗷𝗏 fragrances. So that's what you get here. Let's take it for a test drive. I am very curious about this one, and if it's any good or any similar to Paradise Garden, I think it's going to be a hit. I think people are going to be going crazy. This is the 125 ml. I'm not sure if it comes in a 75 ml. It might, but I'm not sure. And this is very nice, guys. This is going to be in the same vein as your 𝗏𝗏 Invictus Aqua, that kind of a very mineralic, sweet aquatic / ozonic, fruity, very fruity here. I don't know what the fruit is, but it's quite mouth-watering. This is going to be perfection for the summer and spring. And I go as far as saying that I'm gonna tell you that a lot of people will feature this in their top lists because it's very pleasant, very appealing. Oh my God, it smells good. The fruitiness here is amazing. It's mouth-watering, good, almost like juicy fruit gum, very fruity, slightly aromatic. I don't think the coconut's present here anymore. It goes into a different, more aromatic direction, but it's very sweet and fruity. I'm really digging this one. Again, a juicy fruit, bubble gum kind of a vibe that I'm getting up top. Quite nice. Spring and summer, perfection for this one. Very playful, easy to wear, more of a casual type of a scent. Of course, during the summertime, if you're wearing a polo, you go into a little dressier events or a little bit classier event, this will fit the bill as well. But I think this is great for casual, just hanging out, having fun type of a scent. Everyday wear, signature scent, gym. It's going to check a lot of the boxes. It's a very easy to wear and easy to please type scent. All right, next up, we're gonna go for the newest Torino 24, and I talked about this fragrance every year. Every year I get the newest version, and of course, my favorite, I believe it's still the 21. I don't know if that was the first year, but I think that was the first year that this fragrance was put out. And the 21, to me, it's still the best one. It's that minty opening, very aromatic, very woody in the base, great for spring and summer, makes a lot of my lists. So this is going to be, again, for the partnership that they have with this tennis tournament. 𝗏𝗏, I believe they're a sponsor for this particular tournament in Italy. This is a 50 ml Torino 24 eau de parfum, so let's crack her open. Just like with every 𝗏𝗏, it comes out in this leatherette box, classy, very beautiful presentations. It has this podium-like where the fragrance sits perfectly, and of course, the Torino bottles are the blue bottle. This one here has a blue stripe going around the actual base of the bottle, and it says Torino 24 in gold plaque right there. Let's take it for a test drive. Beast sprayers, I mean, 𝗏𝗏 is quality, uncontested quality. They do a phenomenal job. And this one here, Torino 24, is going to be very, very floral. Perhaps the most floral of all the Torinos that I've tried so far. Does not have the minty opening that I love. It's actually quite floral, fruity amber is how I would describe this fragrance. There is something here of like a tuberose. It's very creamy, almost solar kind of a vibes here. It's a good fragrance. It's not something that I would gravitate to wear. I think it's definitely more leaning feminine spectrum of things, but it does smell good. If you do like fruity, floral, ambery scents, solar vibes, tuberose, you're gonna like this one. This is gonna get a good for me for the smell if you do like fruity, floral fragrances. Now, as far as my wearability is concerned, this is going to be a pass because this is not something that I would wear myself. But ladies might like this one. It almost has this soapy, very clean vibe coming through as well. But the floral aspect of this fragrance is really up front and center. So if you don't like floral fragrances, this is going to be a hard pass. It is a pass for me. I would not rock this one. It's quite floral here in the opening. I don't know if it's going to have too much development here. It might be one of those linear scents. But it's quite white floral, tuberose, solar, slightly creamy, slightly sweet and fruity, with that solar kind of a vibe that I talked about. It's nice, but again, from all the Torinos, it's gonna be my least favorite thus far. And last but not least, I left this one here on purpose, as I said in the beginning of the video, perhaps the most controversial release of the year. It's gonna get quite talks out there because of the person behind this fragrance, and of course, the person is Jeremy Fragrance. It was kind of under the radar. No one knew what we're talking about, that Jeremy was actually putting out a new fragrance. So this is Most Masculine for Man. Again, very minimalist, simple kind of a box, 100 ml. And the crazy thing about this one, if you go to fragranceone.com, I believe this one here is a $559 bottle. I was actually able to pick this up from his brother's website, which I have a link below, for I think it was $239 or $259. Still not cheap, guys. I'm hoping it's a good scent. Completely blind bought this. Everything here was bought. Nothing here was sent to me, as I do with my hauls. I smell well, so you don't have to. I save you the trouble. And of course, with everything we have in this haul, you can find at perfume.com, the partner of this channel. Get yourself a decant, live with it, carry with you, make sure you love a fragrance before you commit to an expensive full bottle. So perfume.com, use my code MAX15, all listed below to make your life easier. If you want to pick up a bottle, they'll also be listed below, along with their respective codes and best possible deals from the places that I got them from. So anyway, make a long story short, here we go. Most masculine for men, Jeremy fragrance, brand new fragrance. You're going to be able to pick this up anywhere from, 200 plus to 500 plus if you're inclined to pay that much, which I don't really recommend, especially not blind buying. But the box is very simple, cardboard. It has a cellophane wrap. The bottles themselves, they look like little bars of soap. Very minimalist, cheap to make, as we all know. The cat's out of the bag. We all know that to make a fragrance, it's not going to cost that much. But this one has this, soap bar kind of a feel. Most masculine for man. Batch code at the bottom, little sticker there. The cap here is a little bit elongated, which I don't know why, if it was on purpose or whatever, but that's how it is. Most masculine. And the actual atomizer is actually elongated as well compared to other Jeremy fragrances, Fragrance One fragrances. Most masculine is right there at the front. There's nothing in the back. This is actually a matte finish black bottle. And the sprayer is actually beast mode. So kudos for the sprayer there. Okay, now the smell. This, right off the rip here, is not a fragrance that I myself would wear primarily, okay? This has floral, animalistic facets to it, and slightly sweet floral animalistic facets, I should say. I don't know about most masculine. I think there's oud here. Definitely getting like a very funky, animalistic, barnyardy kind of a feel. Okay, so I would say fruity floral and woody. So this, right off the rip, feels very similar to Oud Ispahan from Dior, which I believe has been discontinued or reformulated, changed the name to like Purple Oud or something. So yeah, this is going to be very similar to Oud Ispahan from Dior, the Privé collection. So if you do know that fragrance and you try this one, it's going to be very similar to that. If you never tried that fragrance, you must really enjoy, ouds that are medicinal, almost barnyardy. This is quite pungent oud here. Definitely floral nuances, rose. I'm sure there's rose in the notes. And it's slightly sweet. The marketing gimmick here was that the main ingredient was pure dopamine, whatever that means. But I'm telling you right now, the smell itself, to me, it's very similar to Oud Ispahan. If you knew that fragrance and you smell this one, it's gonna come back to you right away. It's a rose oud combination, floral, very woody, very woody at that. Almost barnyardy, but definitely medicinal. Not fecal, but definitely medicinal oud here. It's nice. I don't think it warrants the 500 plus. 2 and change, I can see that. I think performance is going to be beast on this one, so points for that. Presentation is nothing crazy, but it is Jeremy, so he is charismatic in the sense that he draws a lot of attention. So there you have it, guys. 10 fragrances to check out right now. If you want to check them out, get a decant at perfume.com. Use my code MAX15. If you want to pick up a bottle, have a link below with the respective codes. If you want to do it, do it. It's up to you. I never say blind buy, but if you want it, do it at your own risk. I do my risk here to make sure I share it with you guys. But as always, thank you so much for your support. Hope you enjoyed this haul. If you did enjoy it, leave a like, subscribe for more. Hit your noties so you get these videos straight into your feed. And I keep you in the know. That's what we do here. And as always, you know what? I am actually going to spray the 𝗥𝗿𝗏. I think it's a very classy scent. I think it's going to complement my attire perfectly. And this is the newest one. And let me tell you guys, this is one of the highlights of this haul today. I would say this one here, definitely one of the highlights of the haul, the new 𝗥𝗿𝗏 Eau de Parfum. And secondly, and third, I would say I'm very impressed with this one for spring and summer, the new Le Beau Flower Edition. And actually, in third place, I'm going to give it to Amber Essence from Calvin Klein. I think this is actually quite good, and it's going to be one of those underrated, under the radar fragrances that people will not really pay attention to. But there you have it, guys. Thank you so much. Stay tuned for more. I'll catch you guys right here with another video very soon. Take care.